What's up guys, Hughes here coming at you with a deck profile. This is actually my main deck and it will now be for trial for sale. So yeah, it's my Slushy-Frog deck. I've been talking about this deck for the past few weeks, and I've been running this deck for the past few months. I think it's 3 or 4 months, and always tapping on my locals, like every week tapping. Last week I ended up second, and I won my locals a few times with this deck actually. So it's a really consistent deck, a really fun deck, and also a lot of people do not expect this deck to be all that good, and maybe they like look down to it, and they get really surprised when they realize they're getting beat by the frog deck. Let me just get right to this build so you guys can see. Speaking of locals, I will not be going to my locals this weekend. I'm actually going out of town to other locals. It's to a place called Comic Toast. It's in Harrisonburg, Virginia, so I'm gonna be going there this Saturday. So if you go to that locals, well, then this is what I'm gonna be running. Let me just get right to the video, and I'm gonna explain a little bit, even though that I know most of you guys are familiar with frogs and stuff. First, I'm running triple Poseidra, pretty much the boss monster of the deck. 2800, they can come back from the graveyard at any time, as long as you got your slashes set up in the graveyard already. Speaking of slashes, I got triple slashes. If you got 3 slashes combined between your graveyard and you remove from play or you banish, you can banish one from the graveyard and special summon any sea serpent type monster from the graveyard, which is Poseidra. This is the little guy that lets you get the big guy in the field. So it's a really nice card. That's why it's called a Slushy-Frog, because it's one of the key cards of the deck. Another key card of the deck, and in my personal opinion, MVP of the deck, it's a Swap Frog. To special summon it, you can discard any water monster, and whenever it's summoned, even normal or special summon or whatever, you can send one level 2 water monster from the deck to aqua or water monster type from the deck to the graveyard. So pretty much pitch just slashes to the graveyard and any other frog that you need in the graveyard at the moment. Also running triple running Totem. Another key card of the deck. I mean, since like every card in this deck is key, and they all have a lot of synergy with each other. So running Totem, many people know this guy comes back from the graveyard anytime. As long as you got frogs in your graveyard, you can banish a frog type monster from the graveyard and just special summon this guy. It's a really good way to make the Augusto Phoenix and Gachis like crazy in this deck, and also it's a really good way to have tributes for you, Lion Darkness Dragons or whatever you need to tribute for. Then we have triple Duke Frog. Pretty much your searcher. This is what gets you the Swap Frog to your hand. If it goes to the graveyard in any way, you can add any frog monster from the deck to your hand, except Death Frog, but you don't run Death Frog in this deck. Pretty much your target is gonna be Swap Frog. That's your target, and go crazy from there. I also run double Poison Druid Frog. If this face-up card in the field is sent to the graveyard, you get to draw a card, which combos really well along with Duke Frog. It comes really well with Sea Lancer. When you use Running Torrent's effect to special summon Running Torrent, you're gonna remove from play Duke Frogs, you're gonna remove from play Poison Draw Frogs, and when you use Slashes effect, you're gonna remove from play Slashes to get a Poseidon in the field. Well, Sea Lancer, it's pretty much gonna recycle any remove from play water type of monsters in your in your banish area. It's gonna recycle them. It's gonna equip them to itself, and it's gonna gain 1000 attack. And anytime this card will be destroyed, you can detach one of those cards. You can send one of those equipped cards to the graveyard, and it will survive. It will protect itself. And also, since those equipped cards are gonna be face up in the field, equipped to this guy, whenever this guy goes to the graveyard face up in the field, you get to use Poison Druid Frog's effects again. So again, it's a really good way to recycle slashes, to recycle your frogs, and also get the frogs effects. So it's pretty awesome card. Then we have one lad just because you can, and it's really nice card. 2800, they can negate like crazy, so why not? And also when it gets destroyed, you just clear your field and then bring the Poseidra from the graveyard, so it gets another 2800 from the graveyard, so it's really nice. Also Gores, just in case you leave yourself a little bit open, before you get your graveyard set up and stuff, so Gores is pretty good for that. That's it for the monsters. Let me get to the spells and traps. This deck has a lot of OTK potential, especially because it's so easy to get 2 Yugioh Phoenix and 1 Gachi in the field, and also a Swap Frog in the field at the same time, and that's pretty much OTK. And the way I see it, when a deck can OTK, like Samurais and Heroes and stuff like that, you gotta get rid of the back row. So every time I make a deck that can OTK, I have to run triple MST. I really hate back row whenever I wanna go, all in there and trying to do my OTK, and then boom, Mirror Force or the Prison or whatever. So there you go, triple MST will stop that. Then we have double Mourier of Kree. Mourier of Kree is pretty much to reload your hand. You always want to have that Swap Frog in your hand, so if you don't, you can reload it and hope for the best. But then again, you can you can draw into any other card that is good in this deck, like I don't know, like Duke Frog and stuff like that, and then with that bring your Swap Frog to the hand. It's so many ways, so many combos that you can do, but sometimes you need the right cards for it. So Mourier of Kree makes you, lets you reload your hand and trying to get the cards that you need for it at the time. Then we have double creature swap. It's a really funny card, especially at my locals. There is a guy that is running the Dino Rabbit crap, and he's always making Dolka against me for some reason. He doesn't like Lagia against me. That's because Lagia can only negate it 1 time, and then I can keep special summoning stuff from my graveyard. So they rather, he rather does Dolka and stuff. So it's really nice when I special summon a Duke Frog and creature swap before his Dolka. That's pretty much good game for him. So creature swap, really nasty card, really fun card. Only when you play it though. When somebody play it on you, it's not that fun. So then we have, for staples, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Enemy Controller, just because you can. It's really nice when you send cards, little monster to the graveyard to get one of his big guys, his big monsters, your opponent's big monsters, and then tribute it for Sea Lancer. So it's really nice. And also Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial, key card in this deck. It lets you pitch to the graveyard whatever you need at the moment. If you just need 1 more slashy, or if you have all the slashes in the graveyard but you don't have the target for slashes, which are Poseidra, you can foolish that Poseidra, or you can foolish any frog, including Running Totem, to the graveyard. Whatever you need in the graveyard, this will get it there. That's it for the spells. To check out the traps, I do not run the Solemn Duo anymore. I really didn't like when they put Solemn Warning at 1, so I just took it all together, took it out of the decks, and I haven't been running Solemn Warnings and Solemn Judgment for a while, and it's actually doing pretty good. I feel like, yeah, it is a great card. They are good cards, but not really need to cripple your life points just to stop a special summon, especially with you can only run 1, just 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Solemn Judgment. So I'd rather go double Torrential Tribute, double Bottomless, and this will stop special summon monsters as well, as long as they have more than 1500 attacks. So it's really good. Then we have double Deprison, another nasty card in this meta, especially if you go against Fire Kings. They always trying to attack you and then destroy themselves or whatever. Deprison it and problem solve. Same thing with Bottomless. And then 1 Mirror Force. This is the 41 card in this deck. I'm thinking of making it 42, just because this deck teams out a lot. Once you start getting your frog placed, your frogs to the graveyard, it gets really thin. So it's always good to have you know, couple of extra cards and decks that mill a lot, or decks that send stuff to the graveyard a lot. One Mirror Force at the moment. I'm looking for one more secret. Maybe I'll run 2 Mirror Force in this deck. 41 cards in the main deck at the moment. Might get to be 42, like I said, with another Mirror Force. Let's go check out the extra deck. We have double the Yugioh Phoenix, like I said before. So easy to get this guy in the field in one turn. Also, we have triple gachis. Another easy way to get you know, to get your OTKs, just get gachi, double the Yugioh Phoenix, and then any other monster in your hand will do it. Then we have double Dark Mist. A really cool card, especially when if you don't get to have your boss monsters in the field and your opponent already have a boss monster in the field, or you know, or it has something like the Evil Swarm, Ophion, or whatever. They will not let you special summon you, you know, your big bullets to the field. Just get this guy and problem solved. Then we have double Shining Elf, just because I have the space. This deck has the potential to make round 5. It doesn't do it all that often because the only level 5 cards that you run is 3 Sea Lancers. But since I have the space in the extra deck, I figured why not to put the extra, you know, rank 5 Xyz. And surprisingly, I have used it a few times, more than what I thought I was gonna. One Sameho and one Volcasaurus. This is the guy that I have used quite a few times actually, just to get, you know, rid of problem cards in the field. So Volcasaurus is, in my opinion, it's a card that you should have in this extra deck. You can also make level 7s, not that often though. Same reason, because the only level 7s that you're running here are double Atlanteans, the Poseidras. So it is easy to get 2 Poseidras in the field, but it doesn't happen too often. But you know, it can happen, so why not one Abyss Gaius, which is a really awesome card. And then this MP sleeve will be one big guy, number 11 big guy, which is another low, you know, rank 7 that you can make, and it can be pretty useful. I do not have one right now, but I am in the process of trading for one. Hopefully everything goes well tomorrow, and I get to have a big guy. That's it for the main deck, guys. Sorry I took a little too long to make this deck profile, but I wanted to explain to you a little bit about the deck and show you a little bit what this deck can do. Deck does pretty well against Prophecies, does amazingly well against Firefist. It does well against Mana Mills as well. I mean, the top meta decks right now seem to have a little bit of problem with this deck for some reason, and that's because all top metas deck right now, they kind of need their graveyards as well, so they can't really side against me. They cannot really side stuff that will hurt me all that much. I mean, all they can do is side in DD Cross, but I can recycle cards from my remove from play, from my banish area, so that's not really hurting this deck all that much. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you guys like the deck, and yeah, peace out.